Hello. Magnetic, you're super early. Actually, I've known about I feel like I'm gonna butcher this name. Juni Cheeto. I know who he is. I follow him on Twitter and I've seen parts of his tutorials. His tutorials are very Vex related. I believe this guy is a professor in Japan, and he actually teaches Houdini in his class. So this guy is like the real deal. Oh, cool. Hey, Tom. I'm just gonna give it a few minutes. So today, I mainly wanted to talk about my Facial Deformer HDA. So if you've seen some of my recent tweets on Twitter, I've been really obsessed with the lip synchronization in Houdini because I never knew Houdini could do lip sync. And that was like, oh, actually, I should turn it on while I have everything going. I mean, that'd probably be cool. Let's turn it on. Because I did a test in the last pop-up live stream to see if the lip sync would play live during the live stream. And it did. And it did really, really well. Let me see if I can undock this. I did that last time. Undock. Tear off. There we go. There we go. Key. So you can get more real. Oh, there's no point in tearing it off, actually. Yeah, there was no point in that. Let me just give me one second. Let me just start playing this. To change the chop. Do. Okay, let's give this a try. Audio in. Hook this up here. Go in here. I think I can play it with the visualizer too. Where's the visualizer? Oh, okay. Okay, you know what? Let me just bring this. Okay. Perspective. Okay, never mind. I'll just zoom into this guy. Let me just play this. Hello, testing. Oh, there you go. So this lip sync, I'm very obsessed. It's going like crazy right now. That's because I don't have all the what is it called? Phoneme values all hooked up yet. Like that's the Blendshapes that make this guy move. So this original one, this one here, this setup is done using a Blender add-on. All the Blendshapes were generated using a Blender add-on called Face It. So it kind of destroyed this geometry though. If you look carefully over here, I had to do some crazy work here because so the file comes in here. This is the ladybug. This is the ladybug file with the shape keys. Well, in Blender they call it shape keys. In Houdini it's Blendshapes. So all the facial deformations are in Blendshapes in Houdini. They're generated in Blender. And that worked out okay, but I wanted to do, because this ladybug comes with the eyelids closed. So I manually added an additional blend shape in Blender, like manually sculpted in with the eyelids opening up. And I wanted to have that with the lip sync workflow working in Houdini, like the whole thing working. And by adding that additional eyelid open, that destroyed the geometry in a way that Houdini doesn't recognize it. So when I come over here, let me put a null here. We come over here. You can see part of it is, this part is packed geometry, and this part is, which is the facial rig with all the blend shapes. This, it's only recognizing that, but I lost everything else, and this creates a huge problem with the KineFX rig, because I also want to merge this all in, like have it all working with the KineFX retargeting. I'm just gonna click this. Like the walking motion, I want to have him talking while doing something like this. So that kind of ruined it by adding the additional blend shape for the eyelids opening. Oh, it's a bit slow. Okay, come on, update. There he goes. Here's eyelids close. Oops, eyelids close and eyelids open. So anyways, that started a whole new adventure into trying to get everything working into Houdini. And like, I wanted to have the whole thing working. I'm so close, and I want to get this like lip sync, KineFX, retargeting animation, and the whole facial deformation all in Houdini working. And then I'm gonna release an official tutorial, like one of the longer, more detailed live build tutorials. Very close. So last night I got really excited after I finished my Facial Deformer HDA. So I wrote a bunch of HDA files to help me with the facial deformations in order to make the blend shape keys, so I wouldn't have to rely on additional software like Blender's add-on in order to generate those blend keys. I could just, everything will be inside Houdini, so that way hopefully it'll work more easily, at least. So this is so this is my HDA. So this, I believe I have it pretty easily done. I mean, all you have to do is fill in these point values. So I'm gonna show you how this works, how my HDA works, and then you can tell me, you can give me some feedback on it. And then it's still in the works, like it's still being improved and all. But the good thing is that after you have this all hooked up, so I'm going to use this one. This one is for chops. So for the lip sync. So this hooks up directly with the lip sync after you put in the lip sync voice values that it can detect into the second input. So this is a similar version, sort of like a different version of the same thing. But this exposes, after you fill in the top parameters up here, which are just point values, it's asking you different positions of the lip, so it will know, so the HDA will know what's the shape of the lip on your geometry. After you fill out all these, then you get these shape keys, so you can get all these like automatically, so you don't have to sculpt it manually for every single mouth shape, which is a huge time saver. Now, I've only tested this on a couple of different geometries. I have to do more testing. I just finished this last night, but I was really, really excited about this. Let's see. What's this for? Mostly character animation, I guess. I'm very obsessed with this character animation. Hopefully, I'm gonna have this all, the lip sync, the KineFX, and then what else do we have? Everything tie into motion capture and have it all hooked up. Now, I don't know if I can hook up the motion capture in real time though. That seems a little hard. in Houdini, real time in Houdini, because there's a lot of remapping you have to do with the rigs. Oliver is getting a nose job. He might. Just because the lips are so close to his nose. Hello. So what I was thinking that we can do today is use this HDA on Oliver and hook it up on Oliver, and I can show you how it works. So a sneak preview, but it's not finalized yet, so there's still a lot of testing to be done. So let's bring in Oliver first. I already have him here. I'm just gonna copy the node. I think it's this. Let me double check. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this and we're gonna do something brand new. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me do Oliver. Okay, so all my facial nodes, HDAs, are all named beginning with facial. And these are the two that are the main ones that I'll be using today. These are all helper HDAs. So all these ones up here are all HDAs I used inside of these two. So they're like helper nodes. Just give it a second. Okay, I'm gonna hook it up. Okay, now I'm just gonna fill this out. So it's asking for the mouth upper left middle. Okay, I'm gonna show you what these mean first. Facial mouth mask control. I should rename this. It seems very accurate. So this is the mouth shape I'm looking for inside your mesh. And I'm going to create a visualizer. So this is the naming that I'm looking for. Let me turn it black, darker. I think this will help. Let me get rid of the grid. Okay. So, okay, I think that's good. Let me turn this up too. I don't know if you can see these dots. So this is your lip shape, and I'm looking for mouth corner left, mouth upper left middle 1. So this is the upper left of the lip, the middle between. What I mean by middle is between the center and the left corner. So this is 1 and 2. The 1 is always closest to the corner. So you can see 1 over here is always closest to the corner. So this is lower left middle. So this can be your guide of what I'm looking for. So what we're going to do today, I'm taking a screenshot of this. Nothing fancy. I'm not very fancy, you can see. And then we can refer to this on the, keep referring to this. Okay. Does the Libra have a name? Not really. it's a model I bought online through Blender Market. It was very, very cute. What was it called? Stylized Bugs, I think it was. Anyways, it was the guy had, or girl, the person had a bunch of very, very cute stylized bug 3D models. And I used that because it has a nice mouth bag to it, so it was perfect for making the facial deformation for the lip sync. Okay, I can't find it anymore. It's somewhere inside Blender Market. Unfortunately, the bad thing about that package is only that it's not UV unwrapped, so you have to unwrap the UVs yourself. So this is only for reference. Turn this off. Okay, so now we have, this is Oliver's mouth right here. So let me zoom in on that. Because we'll need more of this. Let me turn this off. Okay. Now, I create these little arrows so you can just click it. So this is looking for the mouth, upper left, middle. Sorry it got cut off. I don't know how to make this label longer. But if you put your mouse, hover your mouse over this, it will have the tooltip will come up and you can read the whole thing. So the 1 is always on the top. So this is always 1, 2. And it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then these are the other things. So you can match it up with this. So this is looking for mouth, upper, left, middle, 1. So that would be mouth, upper, left, middle, 1. So that's this. Looking for that point on the lip on Oliver. So we just click this. And that would be around, just pick a point that's approximate. I mean, Oliver's not even topologized that well. I would say around here. So this would be the center. The center would be here. And then this is the mouth left, corner left over here. So you're looking for the middle part around here. And it's number 1 that we want. So it's around here-ish. So let's just go this. And then click that. And then while the mouse is still hovering over the 3D viewport, press enter. And then this is the point that we've chosen. Now I also added some color coding. I don't know if I have it on this one. Oh, I guess not on this one. Let's see. So mouth, upper left, middle 2. Okay, I'm just going to do this now. Let's say around here-ish. Okay, this is mouth, lower, middle 1. So let's just go here-ish. 2 over, yeah, here-ish. And then mouth, lower, right, middle. So remember the right and left, like all over this side is Oliver's left. It may be right on your screen, but this is actually the left part of Oliver's mouth. So that's something to get used to. Mouth, lower, right, middle 1. So we're looking for something around here-ish. Upper right. So let's go here. Remember, this is 1, 2. It's always 1 and 2, and then I have a separator here. So that's how I know that it's always 1 and 2. It's because this thing got cut off. I don't know how to make the label longer. Something I'm working on. This is mouth, upper, center. So we're looking for somewhere here. Okay, mouth, upper, left corner. Okay, mouth, upper, right corner. Okay, mouth, lower center. That's around here-ish. Okay, let's see if this works. Let me turn off the points. Not too bad. Just give it a sec. Just give it a second. It's loading. This one is a bit weird. I'm just gonna load them all first. It does cache it while you click each one. So when I go back and do these, it's a lot faster because it's caching it. But you have to at least do it at least once. So just bear with me for one second. Okay, just bear with me. We're almost there. Okay, last one. As for this one, this open close one, so if we take a look at Oliver over here, before applying the facial deformation, Oliver has a mouth slightly open. Now, if you notice that the ladybug, I wonder if I still have it over here. Let's go back to the ladybug just for 1 second. The ladybug in the rest position has the mouth closed. So I need to actually know about that. I need to know what it starts off with. Does it start in the rest position? Does it start off being open or closed? So in order to know how to apply, if it's closed, then you don't need to close it any further. So that's what I need to know about. That's what I'm asking for this checkbox. Is the rest position closed? I should have a tooltip with more details. That's something to be added, actually. So Oliver doesn't have it closed. So he has in his rest position, it's slightly open. So we do not need to check that box. This can be left unchecked. But for the ladybug, because it starts off closed in the rest position, you would have to check this in order to get the last, this last one working. It flips it. It flips the open close. If it's closed at the beginning, then it'll open it up. Otherwise, you'll have the blend shape go in the negative area. Cool. Let me go over some of this. This took forever to proceduralize. I couldn't figure out how to do it. Hello, Risky. Hello. Magnetic. Oh, I thought you modeled the bug. No, I didn't. I modeled Oliver. I'm not very good at sculpting. I'm good at, it's easier to sculpt stylized characters just because they're very primitive shapes. But the bug seems like it's more hard surface modeling. Because there's all these hard edges on it. Perhaps put the point number as the first character to make it visible. Put the point number as the first character? I'm sorry, could you elaborate on this a little bit? Put the point number as the first character. Point number. Okay, sorry, I don't understand. Do you mean label? Put the label on the screen? On the viewport screen? Yeah, that would have been a lot better too. Cool. So what you can do here now that you have all this, you can actually hook these parameters up to the chops, to the lip sync values. I actually do this for you automatically. So this one exposes all these fen values out, but if you use my other one, facial for chops, this one automatically hooks it up for you, given that you have a chops network all set up. So this is asking for chops network. Let me go and copy it off of the ladybug. Just because the ladybug has it. Where is it? This, and we'll need this. Might as well get the visualizer as well. Okay, copy this. I'm just gonna copy it into Oliver. Oh, they should label this. Okay. Give it 1 second. It got the. Oh, darn right. Talking Oliver. Okay. It's because of the chops. This is hooked up to the ladybug. So it's asking, what do you want to do? You're making a copy of this. Chops works very differently from softs. And that's something I had to get used to. So this thing was causing a bit of an issue. Okay, we have to manually hook it up to this ladybug. Well, actually, I don't need that, do I? Not sure if I need this. Okay. Well, anyways, chops. This is the channel values coming from the chops. And then let's take a look at Oliver again. Okay, let it load. Chop values. Okay, just give it a second. It has to load. Now, okay, for one thing, I need to transfer all that data over. So this is the one that we just created. Let me open it up. So I have all the point data there. So I'm just going to transfer it over. It's much easier when you already have it like aligned. All you have to do is like come here and just copy 363 and then go here 23964 23140 22963 21149 20422 21829 22043 22424. Oops. Oh, okay. 24 and then 24017. It is a bit slow. It's lagging. 22036. Okay, let's see. 20395. Okay, just give it a second. All right. Okay. So now we have this one set up, and that's the one for the chops. So just let's take a look at the visualizer first to make sure it's working. So I have a sample audio in there, but I'm not going to play it. So I'm going to make sure it's turned off. Oh, in order to play audio inside Houdini, there's this little speaker icon on the corner, on the bottom corner of your screen. If you click it, if you want to play the audio while, like when you hit play, the play button over here in Houdini, and you want to play the audio while your animation is playing, you come over here to this audio panel, this speaker icon, go to real time, or you can go to scrub. I usually use real time, and I just, pick a file, pick your audio file here. Now, I'm not going to do that. Not for this, not right now. Okay, so it is working. It's picking up some kind of audio. Just want to see if this is working. This is my first time using Oliver with this HDA because I just finished the HDA last night. Oh, it's a little slow. Oh, it's there. It's getting there. Okay, I think a flip animation is in order. Let's do that. That way we can just... Oh, it's cutting it off. No, that's okay. Okay, that way I'll just leave it load. Okay, I'm just gonna take a look at the comments. Perhaps point number is the first in the label for the sliders. Point number. The point numbers are oh, the sliders. These sliders may not be a good idea because the slider is it has a range. I don't know if you because this is the point number of the mesh. So you can see that this point number goes to like 20,000, like 22,363. That's a heck of a slider. I actually want to get rid of the slider. I just don't know how. I'm still working on programming, learning how to program tools for HDA, like to make this stuff. So this is me doing like all this in order to get this clicky thing, this click select point group. That was actually a quick program, like not program, like it's this quick script. You come here. Okay, this is the script here, which I got from other So a quick tip, because Houdini's documentation is very weak on this area that I find. I don't know, maybe I'm not looking in the right direction, but I find that documentation for this stuff, like these UI stuff, is very weak. They don't have, it's not as much documentation as their like flip solver documentation. Like that's flooded everywhere. But a tip that you can, a trick that you can use is like, I think like Blast, if you go and look at other nodes that already have a UI that you like and you want to implement into your own tool, then you can just look at stuff that already exists. Like the Blast node already has this little clicky function, whatever it's called. And then you can just come onto the open gear, go to edit parameter interface, and just take a look at how they do it. So this is the group. So we're looking here, and it's somewhere related to this parameter. To this here, to this parameter, to this group parameter right here. So they have all these stuff here. I can't. The problem is the native Houdini nodes are all locked, so you can't really click anything. Let me see if I can. And they won't even let you unlock it. So that makes it a little difficult. However, if you click on the labs nodes, all the lab nodes are all custom made. They're all custom made by other people. So they're all open access. You can actually unlock it. I believe the one I used is... Oh, sorry about that. I believe the one I used was... Let's see, which one was the one I used? Quick Material? One of them had that clicky thing. And that was the one I used it as a reference in order to create a similar function in the UI. I can't remember which one. Oh, I remember. The terrain ROP. I believe it was this one. No? Oh, I can't remember. There was one of them I used. Oh, so you have to like search through these and look for one that has one. Oh, there you go. We have a clicky one. The auto UV. So the auto UV has a clicky one. The thing about the lab nodes, they're all unlockable. So you can allow editing of contents. So before I do that, I want to show you, if we come here, it's locked. So this stuff is locked. This is the stuff that we want to access. But after you unlock it, allow editing of contents, then come over here to the gear, edit parameter interface, come over to the group. Did I click the right one? It should unlock it. Duplicate parameter. Okay, so you can duplicate the parameter. And then now you can actually see their script in action. So if you come here, this is all bunched up in one line, but if you come over to the action button, it's nicely put. So you can see this is very identical to what I have over here, except I changed let me drag this over, this to points. So they have it selecting primitives. I'm selecting points. So that's a quick tip if you're interested in creating your own UIs, fancy UIs. Just don't save it though. Like after because this will actually, if you come here and you actually match current definition, I mean, that should revert it back to normal. But if you come over here and save it, if you click that, it's going to save it in the main library. And that's not something you want. Just because we duplicated it here. Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, so if you cancel, yeah, just delete it. Okay. Chorus. Sorry, I just meant the label. I'm not guessing. Well, oh, the label. Oh, yeah, that's true. I should, like, after you click it, should try and some sort of indicator maybe on the viewport. The issue is because these names are related to the points. They're actually attached to the points. If I put a visualizer on it, it will display everything else. Like, it will flood the screen like this. I wonder if there's a way to put a visualizer, in here. Like, I have a name visualizer here, but it only works for the mouth shape. Let me take this out. Which is what I showed you over here. It only works for this, just because this has very limited geometry. And I've created a visualizer here. We can take a look. It's looking for the attribute name here. So you look at points, name. Let's pull this out. So this is all, it's just spitting this stuff out, this column out. Which is nice because this only has 11 points. But if I were to do that for this, yeah, it gets, it's I don't know what that is. I think the viewport's lagging. But you're right. I really want to do more, like make this more user-friendly. So it's still the UI programming. It's still something I'm working on. Can you please make live on fracturing, adding debris and smoke? Oh, I have a tutorial on that. That's do I? Let's see. I think I do. I believe I do. Oh, here. Oh, but it was based on the shelf tool. Ooh. So this is the debris destruction. Oh, debris particles is here. And this is the smoke. So these two go hand in hand. But they're both based on the shelf tool. I guess I don't have one for the manual, like node by node. I don't know if that's good enough for you. Here, let me put the link in it. Commercial. So this is the debris particles shelf tool. And this one's the dust pyro, also shelf tool. Cool. What else did I wanted to show you today? I believe I had one more thing I wanted to do. It's on top of my head. Let me check my notes. Oh, I remember that. Someone asked about how to do the door frame of the Hobbit movie. I've never seen the Hobbit. Oh, my Houdini just crashed. That sucks. So this guy just crashed. Give me 1 second. Let me restart him up. No, but this didn't crash. So we can actually see this. That's not too bad for something procedurally. This is based on 9 Fendom values, I think it's called. I mean, there's like 41 of them available in Houdini's voice notes. I only have like 9 of them, so this is not too bad for a procedure thing. Over time, I'll add more. Okay, but let me restart Houdini. Just give me 1 second. I think it was this one. Oh, the computer's really slow today. Okay, it's opening. It's opening. Oh, I think it's loading the audio. That's probably why it's taking so long. It's the brick displacement request. Yeah. Okay, let me just save it one more time. I hope we have... Okay, so that's still there. Okay, that's awesome. So this was talking... Okay, so we're not going to need that. I want to turn it off. Okay, good. Let's go here. Oh, the computer's really bogged down. Let me off. Okay. So you can see that the audio spectrum appears on the timeline here. Once you pick your audio inside the audio panel through that icon, speaker icon over there. Okay. So the brick displacement request was very similar to the castle that I had going on. Sorry, it's because this is reading off of the cache and I moved the file. So I'm just gonna let's see. It is trying to load something else. Okay, give it 1 second. We may not need all this though. Let me just unpack that. I think all we need is... It was very similar to how I did this. I think so. Now, I never watched the Hobbit movie, so... But I did search on it online, and it looks like a circle with bricks on like stacked up in a circle. Okay. So this is what I began with in order to do the castle tower. You can see there's no bricks. We can do something similar like this. I'm using this as a reference just because I had it handy right there. First, I get the shape of what I want to brickify, and then I slice it up using the boolean. So you can see that I'm slicing it up. Let me show you an exploded view. So it's just, you know, sliced up with grids. So you can take a look at the grids over here. They're just how many grids do I have? I don't know. Let's see. 22 slices, grid slices. Get this. So then we get the layering. Now that still doesn't look like bricks. So let's keep going. I'm just going to use this as a reference to overview, and then I'm going to see if we have time, and I'm going to try and do that circle thing, the circle doorway. This for loop takes a little while. Okay. So all this for loop here does is I do something silly by labeling each layer, so I know each brick layer. You don't actually have to do that. Okay. Now here is the kicker. So because went through all that trouble over here in this for loop to label each layer. So I know this is layer 1, this is layer 2, this is layer 3, 4, 5, all the way through. I'm going to choose all the even number layers, and that's what this is doing. It splits it between the even numbers and odd numbers. So you can see they're both, let me template this. So you can see that there's layers in between. And all the even layers are over here. Even number layers, level. And I'm slicing it further. So I'm taking this and I'm slicing it. And how am I slicing it? This circle. So it's a spiral. It's just one grid that I transform. I think it's not big enough. So all this is doing is just scaling it up. So this is smaller. This is larger. I'm just scaling it up. Then I do a transform in mind, copying it in a rotation. So I have like a spiral. It's not a spiral. It's the grid is spinning on the spot. Then I use that to slice these layers, these even number layers of the castle tower. And that results in only the even number layers being sort of semi-brickified. We're getting close. So you can sort of see the brick formation. And I do the same thing for the odd number layers. But you can see here, and I have an extra transform here. So this is rotated a bit further. It has half the rotation. Copy 2, which is this. So I'm halving the rotation over here. Oh, sorry, this one. It's getting this number, and it's getting the 15. So I would have something different from the left and the right. Why would I need to do that? So it would look like bricks. And in the end, like you can see here, this one has sliced over here, and the odd number layers have it sliced on slightly it would be 15 degrees over. So that's why I needed this extra transform here. And I think we can do something similar for that hobbit circle. Now I went a little further and like displaced some of these bricks just to make it look like it's worn down, because this just looks like solid right now. Took each brick and just wiggled it around. Literally it's just rotating on the center with noise. So that's what the pop vop does. So let's see if we can do this with the hobbit. With that circle. Okay, I don't know why it's doing it. Okay, I just want a more smoother circular thing. And I want it on the... Okay, let's make it over here. Yep. Now let's punch a hole in the middle. This is going to be a really quick build. Sorry, not very procedural. What I should do is like take this number and go like B box. Oh, actually scale is okay, because scale is 5 times the previous node. So I think that's still procedural. Okay, let's just delete this. And we don't need the castle. I may regret it. Okay, so we have this hole. Just gonna do grid. Bottom, let's move it down. Now I'm not gonna make this super procedural, so I'm just gonna down. Most of it will be eyeballed. Copy and transform, so I'm just gonna slice it up. Oh, okay, let's see. Maybe too much. Okay. So what you need to do in order to slice things in the Boolean, go to here, the A would be a solid, the B would be a surface. So surface, that's the second input. And what we're doing is not a subtract. We're doing a shatter. I believe it's shatter, yeah, shatter. Okay. Let's take a look at what we got. Okay, so it's sliced up. So I'm just gonna double check. Exploded view. Okay, so it is sliced up. And you may not want this evenly sliced like that. Like that may not be what you want. So what you can do is, I'm trying to close this. Okay. These grids, make them smaller. So we have that templated. Let's look at these grids over here. For one thing, let's make it smaller so I can see. Okay. Let's still say a bit smaller. Okay, I'm gonna move it over now. Now this is a very cheap way of doing it. So we can have it sliced differently. Now you do need to be careful. This upper part, you can see that this grid is exactly right there. So it's slicing it. It's not slicing all the way through. That may or may not cause a problem with the Boolean. The Boolean doesn't really like stuff like that. It only likes it being sliced all the way through. And it won't look right either. So in order to simplify this, I'm just going to delete that grid. Oh, what did I just do? So this one, and this one. Blast. Cool. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, so we have it sliced up over here. Oh, the bottom isn't great. The bottom has it half sliced. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna blast the bottom one too. Ooh, that didn't work. Let's see if we go here. Sometimes that doesn't work. You have to like toggle it again. Just gonna click that. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Awesome way to cheat doing it. Thank you. I was just using copying points on a circle with normals directing orientation of the bricks. It was a pain. You can do that too, but you have to make sure that the height of every brick is the same. So that is the tricky part if you're doing it like that. And also it makes it hard if you want some of the bricks you may want larger. So maybe like the third brick you might want to be like super large just because you want that kind of style. It makes it really hard. This way, this cheaper way of doing it, you can actually slice it differently. Like you can have position the grids in a different area. You can have one grid higher, or just skip a grid. Just like do what I do, like delete one of the grids and then slice it. So this way you can guarantee that each layer of the brick is touching the bottom layer. So they're just easily doing it like that. There is one thing I wanted to remind you of this boolean. If you try to slice it like once, so you try to like you're done with your first set of slicing, and okay, say you want to slice it one more time. The boolean, sometimes it works like this. The problem is okay, let me just do it first. Let me do these grids. Oh, actually, yeah, let's do this. And I'm just going to move this set of grids over, but make it a little lower, just so it's a little different. Okay. And I'm going to slice it again. So I'm going to throw on a boolean. This doesn't always work for me, just because boolean, I don't know, let's try it. Let's give it a try. Well, actually, it might work for this one, but let's give it a try. Shatter. Well, it did work this time. Sometimes the boolean doesn't like it when you have multiple objects on the A. So this is our A. The first input is the A. You might have multiple objects. So after we sliced it, this has like, this is multiple objects. We have this circle, large circle over here, and then we have these mini circles over here. And then we're trying to slice it again. We're sending all of these into it and slicing it one more time. Sometimes I find that the boolean doesn't like it. I don't know why. I think the boolean is mainly based on 1-to-1 or 1-to-many, but not many-to-1. So we have a many, like this is multiple objects to multiple slicers. That's this one over here. This one over here at the above is one object because we had that one circle. This is one circle to multiple slicers over here. So 1 to multiple. It works perfectly fine. I know that for sure. But sometimes when you get to like multiple, which is this one over here, because we have like these multiple objects and you want to slice it again, it's a little tricky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You might get like reverse normals, is what I'm saying. If that ever happens, just send it into a for loop. Just go into a for loop and do it one at a time. Just go like for each connected piece. So you're going to get each connected piece, and then just put your boolean inside here and connect it to the boolean inside. Like, put it in here and then just connect it in here. So this way, it'll do it one at a time. It'll do every object one at a time, and it'll guarantee to work. But it may take a little longer, just because this for loop is single threaded, I believe. I mean, you can do something fancy and make it compile the for loop and make it parallel, so it's running all the cores on your computer. But I don't know. It's a little too much for me. Cool. All right. Does anyone have any more questions? This was just That's all I had planned for today. I mainly just wanted to show off the HDA. I was so happy I got it working. You have no idea how long it took me to like procedurally get all these venom values in there. It took very, very long. Take a look. I'll show you what it looks. So each one of these branches here is a venom value. Like one, this is E, no, oh, what is this? E, O, U, fun, la, and whatever this is. This is like everything else. Cool. I'm glad you like it. Cool. I can't wait until I have this all working and like with the kinefx. Oh, actually, I do have the ladybug working with the kinefx with using the old way. But this way is generated using Blendshapes generated by a Blender add-on. And I wasn't sure how to get. So if I come over here and I just play it, he's talking or she's talking. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be talking anyways. Oh, it's crashing. I'm pushing my computer to the limit. It's crashing again. Houdini. Okay. Oh well. But anyways, that I got the lip sync working with the ladybug and the walking using Blendshapes created using a third-party program like the Blender add-on. But it's not in a efficient way. Like I don't think the way I'm doing is correct because I used the point deform. Literally, it's walking and that's an animation on its own, and then it's talking and that's an animation on its own, and I'm using the point deform to blend it all together. It's probably not the way you're supposed to do it, but it's more complicated because the ladybug has retargeted animation over here. Because the ladybug has retargeting animation. I use the kinefx to retarget the animation. If I use Blender to create the animation and to create the blend shapes and then like send it to Houdini, everything would be ready. Everything would be ready and out of the box working in this node. Once you like import it into Houdini, you would already have it working like this. Then it's easier, of course, because everything's all packaged in. So it's still in the works, but I want to do the rigging in Houdini. Just because kinefx is making the rigging very, very easy now. Like the retargeting is awesome. And it makes all this can also be we can go further with this and put it all into the crowd systems. So you can have a bunch of walking and talking bugs all over like a city. That would be so cool. But that's I haven't gone that far yet. Let's get the lip sync working first. So the lip sync is so close to doing until I get the official tutorial in. Very close. I just had to add a few more fen values. Maybe I won't. Maybe because it's pretty decent. I'm gonna do more testing first and judge for myself how my Facial Deformer HDA works. If it's satisfactory in my call. If I find it satisfactory, then I'll just leave it and I'll move on, and we can have an official lip sync tutorial a bit earlier. Now that one will be huge, just because I'll have to go over some basics of chops, how to set up the lip sync workflow in Houdini, using the voice tools, building your own Phenom library, and facial deformation too. I don't know if you want to learn facial deformation. You can just use my HDA. Maybe that's just good enough. I'll see how long the topic list comes out to be. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad everyone likes it. So glad. So let me know in the comments below what you want to see in the facial deformation HDA. Maybe you have any ideas, feedback. You think it'll be useful for you? No, or maybe no, it's not useful. Maybe you want to stick with third party applications to generate your blend shapes. Maybe that's good enough for you. Yeah, so that's all I had planned for today. I want to thank everyone for coming on such short notice. This was like another impulsive pop-up live stream, just to give you a status update of what I'm working on. All right, so I'll see everyone next time, and thank you all for joining me today.